Hello everybody, I'm Yu-Gi-Oh! Deckmaster, and it's time for another special! Hello everybody, I'm Yu-Gi-Oh! Deckmaster, and it's time for another discussion. Thanks to my good friend Double KG bringing this up to my attention, I decided to go over the top 5 greatest warriors, in my opinion, of course. These warriors have made some impact on my life, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! World at least, and therefore have earned a spot on this countdown. Number 5. GILFORD the Lightning. GILFORD the Lightning had the ability to, when tribute summoned by tributing 3 monsters, nuke your opponent's monster card zone. It was like a dark hole with a nice whopping attack boost. This card gave me nightmares back in the day, back when I used to face Double KG hand to hand. Out of nowhere he'd bring it out and just nuke everything I worked so hard to build. Now you must keep in mind, back then, the formats were a lot slower, not high-speed summons like there is today, and not a lot of monster removal. Spell and traps, I mean, the best thing that we probably had for us back in the day was like Man-Eater Bug. So this card was dominating, at least to me. Now, of course, in a nowadays format, it probably would not be as good, but back then, it had definitely earned its right on this number 5 countdown. Number 4, Shining Flare Wingman. Shining Flare Wingman was one of the first major fusions made for the Elemental Hero archetype. He gained 300 attack for each Elemental Hero in the grave, and anytime he destroyed a monster by battle, the opponent would take that monster's attack as burn damage. This card has won me many duels on many occasions back with my old school Elemental Hero deck. When I summoned this guy out, I was guaranteed for victory, because just one punch, usually a pretty strong punch, would follow up with some serious burn. And people back then didn't know how to counter right, and it led me and Double KG in a couple of tag duels to many, many victories. Number 3, Goyo GUARDIAN. What is there to say about Goyo? Even though he's back, he's not had the same impact of effect as he's had back in the era when he was first released. This monster used to bring fear into people. You have a field full of devastating monsters, and then all of a sudden Goyo hits the field. If you don't have a way to get him off the field before he attacks, you're going to lose your monster, and in more times than not, he's going to steal it and beat your ass with it on the following turn. It was a hard way to beat, and of course back then Exceed Summons didn't exist. If they would have, he might have even been more broken. We've yet to see a deck utilize him right now. But back in the day, oh my god, he was so dominating, and that's what earned his spot on the ban list for a pretty long time. And definitely, that's what earned his spot as number 3 on this list. Number 2, Absolute Zero. And yes, I'm talking about Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. Elemental Hero Absolute Zero is one of the best Elemental Hero fusions of today and of any day. A monster that, when summoned, literally makes people scared to death to even take it off the field. Oh my god, I have so many monsters. If I even touch this thing the wrong way, I'll lose it all. He's a dark hole on fucking steroids, because it doesn't matter how he leaves the field, your monster card's nuked. Devastating card in his own right. And, if played in a nice water deck, he'll gain some serious attack boost. This made this card dominating for the longest time, and I'm actually surprised he never actually went to the ban list. This is one of the better cards out of the whole entire format, and when the Elemental Hero structure deck is released here in the TCG, bet your sweet ass you're going to see some comeback with Zero. Number 1, the most powerfulest monster in the game today, Blackluster Soldier, and boy of the beginning. Blackluster Soldier, by far, has earned his spot at number 1, being on the ban list multiple times, and having an effect that doesn't just allow him to attack twice, but banish any threat that gets in his way. And a summoning condition, might I add, that is the easiest to obtain. This card is one of the most powerful cards in today's game, and why it's still unlimited, a lot of people are wondering. Is he going to become an unstoppable force? He has led many decks, and I do mean many, including, I'm pretty sure Shaddolls can fit him in, and many more of the newer decks could probably fit this guy in. If there's a light and dark concentration of at least 3 on each end, usually Blackluster is slided in. Even at 1, this card is such a threat that there's no wonder why he was here on this slot in the countdown. Well, with that said, until next time, peace out, rock on!